So I think for those of you who've watched my channel for a while already know my answer to this question, and the answer is no, it is not inevitable. But I will also say that it is probably very likely, because if you just look around at almost anyone over 40 heading towards 50s and beyond, they all gain weight, a lot of them around the midsection. So it is very, very common. But I'm a living proof example that it is not inevitable. In fact, at the moment, I weigh less than I did in my last couple of years in high school. So I was heavier when I was younger and I weigh less now. But am I doing more now to keep the weight at bay? Sure, I am. One of the things I'm going to do now is go for a run. I'm doing quite a bit of running at the moment. You don't have to run to keep the weight off, but I'm just challenging myself to running right now. But weight gain is not inevitable. Is it a bit harder to keep the weight off over 40? I would think so. But I'll chat to you guys a little bit more on this topic after my run. Okay, 5.5 kilometers done and dusted. But that is not how you keep the weight off. It's one way, it is a possible way, but if you run, you must be careful not to overeat. I definitely tend to want to eat after a run, probably more than I should, more than I do after a weight training session. That's just me. So of course, like with anything in life, and I always say it, I say it over and over, it really boils down to the calories. So when you are over 40, your hormones shift. And this is my theory, this is just my take. I'm not a doctor, but I think that the shift in hormones, the decline in your sex hormones, makes you feel less inclined to want to go exercise, run, makes you less bouncy, makes you less, I don't know, you just have more sugar cravings. You don't want to exercise. You might feel tired. Not everyone, but you might feel tireder. So I don't think it's the hormones necessarily themselves, but how they make you feel. And that contributes a bit to weight gain. Okay, got my Coke Zero from McDonald's, and I always feel better once I've cooled down a bit. I don't sweat at the gym, but I sweat a lot when I run, and it is a bit gross for filming, but the Coke Zero is cooling me down. And so speaking of Coke Zero, that is one way to not gain weight after your run, is to replenish with a 0-calorie drink. Some of you may not agree with it. I know Coke Zero is not the best. It's acidic, it's got not great for your teeth. It's got artificial sweetener, but I don't do it every single day of my life. So I reckon in moderation, a little bit of something that's not great. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything bad. So this is probably the worst thing I do. This and maybe chocolate. Okay, I do chocolate quite a bit. In fact, this morning, don't tell anyone, but that was my breakfast. That's all I had was chocolate and coffee, but very little, again, in moderation. So there's, I think, moderation in portion control, moderation, or in portion sizes. Moderation, for me personally, is one of the biggest keys to not gaining weight when you turn 40 plus. Moderate portions, moderate food, moderate consumption of alcohol. If you are going to drink, moderate movement as well. You don't want to overdo it and injure yourself. If you are an athlete and you are fitter, you can do more movement, obviously, and you can build up. But even there, you build up in moderation. So you know that I think it is absolutely not inevitable that you will gain weight over 40, but it is likely, as I've said. So you can control it by switching things up, monitoring your weight. You don't have to weigh yourself every day, but keep a watch on your weight, and when you see it creeping up, take action there and then. Don't wait for the kilograms to pile on. And again, no judgment from me, really. If you have gained weight, it happens. It freaking happens to all of us. So don't let guilt, self-judgment, self-flagellation stop you from doing something. If you want to take action, take action. You have to be decisive. I think the key to not gaining excess body weight, and I'm not talking about a couple of pounds, I'm talking more than 20 pounds here. If you don't want to gain a lot of body weight in your midlife and beyond, you really have to be decisive about it. You need to decide that you are the type of person who will take action. You are the type of person who will control her weight. You are the type of person who will, if needed, take thyroid medication, if needed, work with a doctor, if absolutely needed, work with a personal trainer, find a dietitian. You know, there are things you can do. Now, I know these are all things that cost money, and it's not that you have to do them, but you can. But I always say you've got to operate from a place of deep self-love. Don't really, please, there's too much hatred in the world. Don't beat yourself up for an extra kilogram or two or a few pounds extra. You know, our weight will fluctuate. Just really focus on enjoying your life, enjoying yourself. But remember that stuffing your face with food is not actually true enjoyment. I know this because I've been there, I've done that. And when I'm emotionally eating and stuffing my face, sure, the food tastes delicious, but I am never really truly enjoying myself. I'm doing it from a place of distress, boredom, unhappy feelings, and that is never good. Another really good tip and good trick is to keep busy. Keep busy when you feel like snacking. Keep busy. Go outside, go for a walk, paint, knit, sew. I mean, you could also go to a mall, you could sing, you could dance, you could cook, you could prepare healthy food. Many things you could do other than stuffing your face. And I need this tip. I need to remember this because it's something that, as you guys know from my binge eating video, I have tended towards binge eating. It is a comfort for me. I do offset it with a lot of exercise, but you know, it's not ideal. Oh, I don't know if you guys have seen those professional eaters. There's quite a few YouTube channels where these guys take on these huge eating challenges and they'll eat ungodly amounts of food, and yet somehow they manage to stay lean. Do you know how they do it? I watched Beard Meat's Food. You must check him out if you haven't seen him. Some of his videos. He's got one where he explains how he stays, he's pretty shredded, he's pretty lean. Calorie control. So what he does is he calculates his calories over the week, and on the day he does a huge challenge, he calculates roughly what that would be, and then he reduces the amount over the other days that he eats.
The single most important factor, and I can't stress this enough, when it comes to gaining weight or losing weight, is the amount of calories you consume over time.
And that's really how he does it. So again, not that he is a woman over 40, he looks like a young, fit, healthy guy, but calorie control is where it's at. For whatever age you're at, you just need to control the calories for your activity level, and that is how you prevent midlife weight gain. I know it's harder. I'm not saying it's not harder, but it can be done. Unfortunately, even if you are the same weight at 50 as you were at 20, your body will not look the same. Sorry to say. It's one of those things that we have to accept. Not to say that you can't look amazing for your age, and I hate that qualification, but it is true. It is true. I mean, when you're in your 20s and your 30s, we just are plump. When I say plump, plump skin, youthful skin, plump with collagen, plump with moisture, dewiness. We have all the good things going for us, and I'm not saying that in your 50s you look bad. I think there are some women in their 50s, 60s and 70s and beyond who are freaking amazing. And Annette Bening comes to mind. I've told you already in one of my past videos, she acts in Apples Never Fall. If you can get hold of that series, watch it. Now there's an example of an actress who, yeah, sure, she has gained a bit of weight at midlife, but she doesn't look bad at all. Yeah, she dresses hiding her upper half. You can see she's naturally got those thinner legs, which some of us do. Some of us, not me, not me. Some of us have slimmer legs and bigger on the upper body. Others of us have bigger legs, like me, slimmer on the upper body. Anyway, so she dresses for her body shape. But you can see she's a woman who has come into her own self, her body. Her acting is incredible. It's better than any acting I've seen in a long time, and it's wow, it is a marvel to watch. And you can see she hasn't had work done, nothing obvious at least. She looks like a natural woman of her age, and it is a joy to watch, a delight to see a Hollywood actress of that caliber, so talented, hasn't gone under the knife, looking her age, showing her wrinkles, not afraid to be just in normal lighting, and I think it's amazing. You know, in fact, what is amazing is that when you watch her, you feel, or at least I felt, that I wanted to just get to that point where I'm inhabiting all of my wrinkles, all of myself, all of my just, she makes getting older look cool. Maybe it's just because she's an actress and you're seeing her on a screen, and that always somehow makes people look cooler when you see them on a screen. I don't know if you guys are finding the same watching me. I mean, I'm just a normal human being going for a walk along the beach, but I know what it is. You see somebody on the screen and you just think, wow, they look so cool. But with Annette Bening, I'm not afraid anymore, because you see her and she's this powerful, I don't know, powerful is the word. And I just think, well, one does not have to go under the knife. You can just be who you are. You really can age and be who you are. And it's not that you have to let yourself go. Take care of yourself, and the wrinkles will come. They will come. It's inevitable, and your body will change. It will never be as firm as it was, and that is okay. And if you gain a little bit of weight, I'm sure that is not a problem. I think it's excessive weight gain that becomes a health problem. And the main things to check for really are blood pressure and diabetes, blood sugar. Keeping those things in check. If you need to, also maybe explore HRT. Again, that is I'm not a doctor, so I cannot tell you what to do. I can only tell you that's what I have chosen to do. It was the best decision for me. I'm not saying it's the right decision for you. I could never tell you what to do, but I feel good on it, and I do have a lot of videos. You can go and watch them. I will link to that whole playlist in the description box below. And I do want to talk more about my HRT, because I think a lot of you guys are still afraid of it. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be, but I delve deep into all the research, and for me personally, it seemed like there was more benefits than risks to going on HRT for me. Now, you could decide differently, but I would encourage you to at least do the research, and also you can give it a try for a month or two, see how you feel, and if you don't like it, then you can reassess. But there's really no harm in trying it, seeing if you feel better. It's not going to change much in 2 months. You're not going to have breast cancer in 2 months. It would be if you are on it for years and years, and it's a risk factor for you and your genetics. I do not have breast cancer in my family that I know of, so for me the decision was guided by that. But again, speak to your doctor, speak to a gynae, do all the research. That could also help with the weight gain thing, because it may make you feel good again in your body, and then you want to be active. When I made the decision today to come to the beach to run, my weather app had said like clear skies and very sunny, but look at how it's turned out. And this is the thing with running and all that walking, you have to go with it. It's turned out to actually be better, because I'm not getting burns, I'm not overheating, even though we are at 30 degrees or more Celsius today, but with the cloud cover it feels a lot cooler. So thankfully, actually, it's turned out this way. Doesn't look as pretty in the video, but it's okay. What do you guys think? I think that's it for gaining weight over 40. I mean, it's obviously an individual thing. It's obviously based on your genetics, based on how did your mother age? Did she gain weight? Again, if you look at every woman, 99.9% of them do gain weight over 40, over 50. But then you get the actresses like Nicole Kidman. How the frickin' hell does she stay so lean at her age? I ask you with tears in my eyes. Jennifer Aniston, you can see she's gained a little bit of weight. Not a lot. She still looks amazing for, what is she, 54 now, I think. But you can see, if you watch her closely, you see the arms are not as firm and toned, although you can see she's doing body weight exercises or weighted exercises. If you look at Reese Witherspoon, you can see she's gained some upper body fat because that's where she carries her weight. As I've told you guys, my weight is all in my legs. Got some very chunky legs, and you have to also accept your body type. If you have top heavy body, that is where you will gain the weight. And I think, belly fat does come a lot more easily as well, because of the hormones. It directs the storage of where the fat goes, but you will not store more fat because of your hormones. 1 calorie can't become 2 calories. It's still calories in, calories out, but your body may be using up less because of the hormones. So your repair processes, all your bodily functions, I'm sure there is something to be said for the fact that all our hormones decline. It's not just the sex hormones. Many hormones do decline. Again, I'm not a doctor. This is just me theorizing an intelligent theory because I do read a lot on this subject. But that's what I think. I would actually really love to know what your thoughts are on this, on the matter of gaining weight over 40 and 50 and 60 and beyond. Do you think it's harder to keep your weight in check? Maybe you guys could sort of answer it in the comments below, and I will tally up how many of you guys think it is a lot harder and how many of you guys have actually experienced weight gain from 40 onwards. As I say, if we look around at people in real life, it would be apparent that it is something to watch out for. We do tend to gain, but if you look at people, there's enough examples of ladies who haven't gained the weight and who have maintained a healthy body weight. So it can be done. Is it harder? Probably. But I'm going to wrap this up now. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh wow, this was going to be the end of the video, but as I got into my car, I just saw a 65-year-old woman, I'm guessing, somewhere around there, with full white hair. You could see by her body, carrying a boogie board, bodyboard, surfboard, I don't know, some kind of board, and going down to the beach. That is what I'm talking about. You've got to rock your old age because, over 40, we probably have more years behind us than we do ahead of us. Let's be realistic. We're not all going to make 80. I have a feeling I'm going to live to around 85, but I don't know. If I live to 85, I still have more years behind me than in front of me, and that is a sobering thought. So, in a way, who cares about weight gain? Just do your thing, live your life. Like me, if you want to start that YouTube channel, start it. Even if it's not a commercial success, do your thing. Speak to your tribe, find your tribe. That is the joy of this channel. I'm finding my tribe. So, sorry I ended the video prematurely. I just had to give you that positive input. And when you walk or run or get outside, you see people of all weights and sizes doing their best. You get, I don't know how else to say it nicely, overweight people struggling and running, and my hat goes off to them. Hats off to them. They are trying and doing their best, and that's all we can do at any stage of our life. And even if it comes to weight gain, don't give up on yourself. If you want to lose the weight and you're struggling, just keep trying, just keep trying, just keep trying. Eventually you'll find the method that works for you. You'll find something that clicks and you'll go, this is my way. You need to find your way at the age you're at. So anyway, now I'm going for real. Love you guys. Bye.